Welcome back to Anything Goes Garage. In our last video, I had brought home that wagon. If you haven't watched, go back to my last video. I went on the old marketplace and, well, actually I think somebody else sent me this. I don't know, maybe I did, I don't know. But Brother Mark, he's a bad influence. Yes, Brother Mark. So he's like, we gotta go look at this car. So it's a 69 Chevelle Concours. Ooh, it's an old ex-race car from New Jersey tracks. So far, I've got my feelers out, trying to see if anybody remembers this at any local tracks. I had picked this car up from across the street from AGCO racetrack, which is now closed. Thank you, idiots who closed it. And yeah, and it's got like an NHRA number on it, license number, and it's got all kinds of drag stuff on it. And it was drag car only, wasn't a street car. Still can be made a street car. It's got a lot of goodies in it. So I picked it up. Pretty decent price, not bad. Its car's pretty solid. It's got some issues, like anything. We all have issues. Whatever. So anyway, I'm old too. So I'm gonna get this thing together and get it off the trailer. And this is basically a continuation of last week's video. And we'll get this off the trailer and just go over it. Maybe power wash it later. I don't know. Looks like rain. Maybe that'll be my power washer for now. The engine does not run. There's no carburetor. There's no fuel. I doubt the fuel pump's gonna even work. I'll probably have to put a clicky clack in it. It's got antifreeze in it, so that's a good thing. And I did throw a battery in it. We were trying to get the back window to go up. We got it to go up, but we can't make the gate come down. The window has to be down. But neither latch to either open down or sideways, like a barn door, won't work. So I'll have to work on that. So me and Brother Mark couldn't get that, and he had to go. He had prior engagements, so I guess I'll work on that. We'll go over the car and see what it has. For those of you who didn't tune in last week, it has a 12 bolt in it. It has ladder bars, drag shocks, electric water pump, electric fuel pump. It's got a 4-speed in it. Don't know if it's M21 or M20. Well, no, it's not an M21. It's got the big output, so it's either an M22 or a Borg-Warner Super T10. I'm hoping it's a 22. It's got a blow-proof bell housing, probably got a good clutch in it. It's got a motor from some 73 Impala, probably got a cam in it. Looks clean inside, not bad. See if this thing turns over and throw a battery in it. Probably gotta put some oil in it, I think it's low. And just pull apart and give it the once over and see what we can do with this car. So let's get to getting. Alright, there she is on all fours. And then I gotta put my trailer away and somehow finagle this where the 68 is in the shop. Because I'm running out of room around here. So the dogs are enjoying sniffing because there were kitties around there, and I have to also clean out the back. Has raccoon poop and a nest they started in here, so it's got a cool roof rack. I gotta fix some of this though. One side it's broke, but we'll figure it out. It'll be nice. car she is. The land yacht she is. Yep. Yes, kids. Oh, so much to do. So little time. All right. Whew. I love perimeter frames. Heck with those X frames. Ooh. What do you think, puppies? X frames suck. You know? All right. Let's get this party started. So if you haven't noticed, you can tell she's a track car when there's tow hooks on the front bumper hooked to the frame. Obviously, she's been drug around at a couple tracks over the years. That's how a lot of them go, huh? All right. What do you think there, Maggie? You gonna lay right there? Okay. All right. All right, so I shed a little light on this subject. Man. She's a wreck in here. I'm gonna have to get out the old suckaroo and suck all the poop and the nuts off the intake. Well, we could blow it off, but I don't know about breathing that in. Does need a power wash, and I kind of skipped that spot, but I think right now more important is to crank her over and get some oil pressure in it, and well, get some oil in the cylinders, that's for sure. So I'm gonna start pulling the plugs, and actually let's put it in the air. Let's see what we got underneath. I'm curious, but all I'm seeing here, I see a set of 194 open chamber heads, 76 cc heads on this thing. We did peek under the valve cover there while we pulled the cap, and it's basically stock varnish. Not too bad. We approve of that. So we're saying it's probably a junkyard engine with a camshaft. I see some chrome. Edelbrock intake. There's no roller rockers. So what we're going to do if this thing runs, the alternator is going to get put in the stock location, get a new pump, get rid of the electric stuff. I'm going to put a regular mechanical pump on this thing and get rid of all this electrical whatnot. We got some nuts down in there to get up. We got some quick connects down there. I guess that's for the starter. And all this curly-cued power wire stuff, so we're gonna have to figure that out. Most of that goes to this. All the switches broke off under the dash from just the corrosion because they're aluminum and they oxidized. Check the master. Obviously, this column here was of the automatic type, so I'm wondering if somebody converted this to stick. We're gonna have to do our homework on this to see if somebody put this in here. It's easier to change a column. So this thing could have been a 3-speed on the column and not a 4-speed, or it could have been an automatic. We could tell by the dash. So, yeah, let's see where we're at with this. The linkage, the Z-bar looks all factory, but you can buy that stuff or get it from a junkyard. So, yeah. I'm curious to see what's underneath, but I don't even know where to start, guys. There's just so much. I'm trying to take it all in. So I'm going to pull a couple plugs out of here. Actually, I'll pull them all out, and I'll throw some oil down in its cylinders. And if it cranks over with some starter, no, we already turned it over with the wrench, and it was good. So we'll hit it with the starter and get some oil pressure up in this thing. It does have a gauge. All right, so I got 3 plugs out so far. This one's behind a header tube, almost out with my fingers. It isn't as tight as the other one. Oh, uh-oh, don't fall, please, please, please. No, fell down the header tube. Son of a gun. I have to go get a magnet to get that one out. Hopefully it don't fall in between the 4-in-1 collector. All right. we have to retrieve the old spark plug down in the header. There we go. Hey, not it. Oh. All right. These are all the light racing plugs. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Catastrophic failure. Now I know why she was parked. I think it self-gapped itself. Ungapped itself? What do you call that? Wow. Yeah, it was hungry. Ooh. Wonder what the borescope would say. Let's find out. Alright. We got our scope out here. See if we can get it in that spark plug hole. Hopefully. Let's go see. This is not good. I got a feeling we're gonna have Uncle Rodney came in and went out. Catastrophic failure. I don't even know if I can get this thing in there. It ain't going in here very easily. We have some parts stuck at the top. Oh wow, no. Oh yeah, she junked. Oof, ah. Well, I see a connecting rod. Oof, man. I can't seem to get her to go straight in the hoe. Come on, this header. This is why I hate headers. There we go. Ugh. Well, there's parts in the way. Anyway, there's parts in the way. So here, I'll get you guys in here. So right there is the top of a connecting rod. I don't know what that is, some kind of reflection. If I can hold this and hold the camera at the same time. Let's see what we got here. Try to move it around a little bit. It won't go in, there's some kind of parts in the way right there, but that's the wrist pin and connecting rod. And the broken piston to the far right. But I don't know what that is in front of me. What is that? That's weird. Let me see if I can make this thing move around, but I can't get it past the spark plug hole because there's objects in the way. All right, well, there it goes. Man, it just doesn't want to go in. Can't get this thing to go straight. It keeps wiggle worming around. Ugh. Yeah. Let's see here. So I can't. Ugh. I took pictures. That wasn't good. It's on the SD card now. Haha. There we go. Now we're in. Let's see if we can make a little bit of sense of what's going on in here. At least I think we are. No, it doesn't want to turn, so I think, yeah, there's something in the way of the spark plug, but that's what's in there. Catastrophic failure. So I'll take the rest of the plugs out, and obviously with the lifting ring on here, the plan was to remove the engine. So let me pull the rest of the spark plugs out and inspect them, and I'm going to decide what we're going to do from there. Maybe we'll just go through the car and see what goodies are in it. And, yeah, go from there. All right, so looking at these plugs, there's number 2. It's good. 4, good. 6, 6. There's 8, good, and good. And there's 1. It's good. And 2, 3, good. And 5 and 7, good. Nothing wrong with nothing to see here. Nothing to see here at all. Nope. Good to go. All right, so since that's a giant fail, I say we just put the car in the air and find out what's going on under the car. Let's find out what transmission it has in it. Maybe, I don't think we're going to peek at the clutch in that blowproof. That's not going to happen. Maybe we can drop the rear cover and find out what's in it for gear ratio. Is there a posi or is there a spool? Once we go through all this, maybe we can take this out. pirate all the good parts off of it. I just got to come up with an engine now. Well, I'm trying to think. Well, I do have this little L79 327 that I built way back in the day, and it's correct with the correct intake carburetor, 202 fuelies. I think it's 10.5 to 1. I mean, I won't be using the brackets because this is for earlier cars. I do have a Detroit diesel colored 305 with a camshaft and an intake. I mean, don't bash the 305. I mean, they are little reliable engines if you take care of them. And that one's just got a head gaskets and camshaft lifters done. I may have something up in the front shop. Maybe I can drum something up from somewhere else, but I did find some burned up wires on these headers. I think if I go put another engine in, I'm gonna out those headers. Just put manifolds. We're not racing this ever again. I would like to keep all the, well, except for the water pump, all the original stuff, but in order to drive it every day, yeah. So let's put this thing in the air and get a gander at what's underneath. Let's just shake the front end down, see what's loose under here. Mighty nice wheel wells in here. This had the trim package. They took the trim off the rocker and the bottom. Looks like we have a loose center link. She got drum brakes in the front. It definitely needs a center link and an idler arm. Wheel bearings are tight. Brakes actually have some drag on them still. Pull the wheels off and see what we got in there. Oh, yeah, they got a little bit of egg shape to them. Huh. Go the rest of the way up. See what we got. All right. So we have a underdrive pulley with an alternator for racing down there. She's got the 300 horse balancer. Looks like it needs a radiator core support. She's a bit rusty down here, usually because the batteries leak and it takes out this inner well, which it did. That's typical. Usually it takes the, well, not all the time, but sometimes it takes the frame horn out. It's got drag shocks. Possibility that it has new wheel cylinders. Brake hoses. It's definitely got new brake lines. Those drums possibly could be newer because I hardly see any scale rust on them at all. Ball joints, yeah, look factory. Big old clutch, stock flywheel. There we go with the transmission here. We got a Hurst shifter, Competition Plus. I hope this is the good one. All right, well, it's not a BorgWarner Super T10, so we're gonna have to get the number off of it. That should be right in here somewhere. Where's it on the other side? It's somewhere stamped in here. We'll get that. So it's got the blow-proof housing. It's got a new proportioning valve. The frame over here all looks good. This floor here, I don't know why they put the patcher. It's got a little hole right there. That's a factory 4-speed. Oh, wait, maybe this isn't a big output. Okay. From under the car, it looked like it had the big output, like it was an M22 or BorgWarner. So this is most likely an M21 or 22. But until we get the code off of it, we'll never know. Speedometer delete. Where is the speedometer amp? And there's the cable. The back floors are nice in this. Frame is nice. And there's our ladder bars. Oh, I think we're missing some hardware there in a bushing. So those are going to go away. I do not like how they ride. They have some flow blasters on this thing. Some decent dual exhaust. A little rusty. We got a Holley fuel pump. Ooh, I'm sure that's all gum shut with some 3/8 fuel line running through here. And this one doesn't have the bolt and hardware delete. She's got a drive shaft loop. Yeah, that looks like somebody rebuilt drive shaft because the weld, that's not factory. We got our tubes are welded into the housing, but I see a crack right there. You don't see that, and it is a posi by the tag. See that red tag right there? That is a posi unit tag. It's seeping at the plug weld from the factory. These are welded on. They're coming off. We've got some kind of a spacer dig-a-leg thing right here. That's got to go. Hopefully that's not welded in. We have some factory box lower control arms. Somebody's done some new bolts on the back side of the axles. Drums look okay. Some gook swinging in the wind here. What else we got? Some more drag shocks, drum brakes, another one of them spacers. So I guess this thing's probably gonna need, well, because that's slicks, that's probably why the spacers are here. It's even got the tag still on the spring. It's a little crusty back here, not bad. New upper control arm bushings. The lowers don't look, they're a little beat up. It's got one of them, I don't know if that's Transdapt or whoever that is, but I've seen these around, these covers before. I'd like to drop that and find out exactly what it has for a unit. And got to see if this thing's got a pause unit. Oh, there's a pause unit. All right, so the tubes are welded. I'm gonna clean that spot up there. Somebody's done brake lines, but didn't mount it delete. And we got a little rubby-dubby there. So we'll fix all that. Upper floors don't look bad. Frame horns still look good. Tank is questionable. It's clean up inside there. Actually some rating up on that tank. Wonder what that's about. Trunk's a little crushed in. Sure it's been bottomed out. I think the most major rust under this car I've seen is where the spare tire well goes in. Right there. It's a little banged up, but that's patchable. You got your back bumper, and that's a step, which will not open. So we've got some work to do on this. I can guarantee you there was a fuel pump mounted there at one time. So that's about a Holly mount that would go up here, but they got this thing all twisted. Somebody's hit something with this. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't work. And them old crusty fuel lines, 5/16. Yeah. No, that's not gonna cut it. I ain't 3/8. Now, let's find out what engine was originally in here and transmission. Got a little antifreeze. Oh, here we go. Rodus Exodus. Yeah, if you can see that. I was wondering why I had some antifreeze dripping on the trailer. So, the rod made an exit stage left and may have done the block in. There are parts hanging out. Let me get a better light. Hold on a second here. Here we go. All right. So I don't know if it hurt the block right there or not. Yeah, maybe. Might have hit the pan rail. That is, yeah. Yep, she junk. Who knows what else it hurt. So I'm not seeing any extra freeze plug, so it's not a 400. It's just got a smaller balancer on it. Mechanical fuel pump delete. It's got a mini starter. Guess that's good. This is a later model block with, I think, no, it's not. Well, it's a late 70s block, early 80s. Bushing in the back for the transmission. That's a patch job right there if I've ever seen it. So this is probably an old swap meet bell housing. Yeah. Up there don't look bad. Zerk things missing off the Z-bar. Hard to tell what clutch is in this thing. It's not purple or red or orange. Could be a stock one, might not be. That Z-bar mount might be factory. I don't know, I can't tell. Yeah. So I'm trying to think if this is, you know, had the automatic column in, but it's easy to change a column. Now that there notch is for some shifter stuff. So I don't know whether, ooh, I just had an idea. I got a Vertigate shifter. If I could put that in here, or is it a ramrod? I had both. I have to see which one I got. That's a notch for something. But this shifter this is a pretty good shifter. It's like brand new. It is a factory 4-speed, well, 3-speed car. So it'd have to be stick or auto on the floor. No, that's not a cut-in from the aftermarket world. So maybe it is a 4-speed car from the factory or a 3-speed. Yeah. What to do? And there's a dent right there on the side of that oil pan where Uncle Rodney tried to get out. So I'm all impressed with the underside of this car. Just definitely gonna have to do some gas line repairs where they terminated stuff like right here. Get rid of all this rubber stuff and just run all new lines. All the brake lines look like they've been done. There's no emergency brake cable. Oh, there's the hole in the driver's floor. That's it. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Boy, this is pretty tight for a drain plug. Usually can unthread them by hand by now. This is not good. I think we're gonna see more green than oil. Oh boy. There we go. You know what? I can't contaminate this oil. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to do something with that. I'm gonna try to catch this antifreeze. There's a friend of mine, he burns the oil, and if it's contaminated with antifreeze, it's pretty much useless. Yep. Oop, there comes the oil. All right, well, we got some of it, so you're gonna have some of it, and you're not. It's got oil in it. Only so much you can do. So we'll let that drain for a while, because that's gonna be a milkshake for a little bit. All right, so back to the Muncie transmission. Now, by the side cover casting, the main case, and the tail shaft, it's a 62, 63, early 60s M series Muncie. Now, usually they're stamped on the other side, right in the main case, right here. But under the gasket, I've never seen one stamped here, P1110. And I believe this should be a longer, but the P means Muncie. And these are supposed to be, one's supposed to be the year, the second one, I can't decipher that, and I've never seen one stamped here. But the VIN and the ID of the Muncie identification should be stamped right here in the main case. And it is not. There is nothing. Just that little tiny thing there with no serial number. So that leads me to believe that there's something weird with this thing. So the only way I'm really going to tell is when I pull it out, look at the input shaft. Fine spline, coarse spline. But it's already it's got a small tail shaft slider. So it's an M20 or an M21. And it may be a close ratio or a wide ratio. It's hard to say until I see the number of splines on the input shaft. And that'd be the only way to tell at this point. So when or if I do pull the engine, we'll find it as soon as we get the engine out. So I'm going to go next. I want to see what ratio is in this without pulling the cover, hopefully. Unfortunately, the original ratio, oh, wait, right there. But they welded over part of it, so I got a feeling you're not going to be able to find the factory gear ratio that used to be in this car, because it's been welded on, and I need to inspect that crack right there. It's split from the plug weld to here. And these always leak because these tubes will break off of these plug welds. So the guys used to weld these. So that actually looks like it's brazed, but that's all right. These 12 bolts fetch decent money. It's hard to find one under $1,000. Okay, fluid so far don't look bad. Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah, not bad at all. It's got a nice color to it. Somebody's changed it. It isn't gray, it isn't silver. That is good. It's a good day when you're oil your rear, and it smells like fish oil. It smells like fishes. I used to work with gear oil in my old shop at home. My dad would walk in and almost throw up. He couldn't stand the smell of gear oil. So it smells like fish in here. God bless you, Dad. Miss you. Oh, wow. People, please buy gaskets. Stop using silicone. Are you kidding me? All right. So there's a little munge in the bottom. Not too bad up in the corner here. Lots of silicone, though. Look at this. There ain't even a gasket. It's all silicone. You people are killing me. Killing me. No gasket. All silicone. Urgh. That's why it leaked. I mean, it helps and pinch, yeah, but just buy a gasket, please. Don't be cheap. All right, so we have, oh, this is not a factory GM posi unit. This is something else with safety wire on it. And boy, that pinion gear is small. And that ring gear is thick. So this may be a locker. It's hard to tell. I don't know much about these, but I've seen them. All right, so let me get you some light in here. So that, I believe, is that a Detroit locker? Sure looks to be. It's a bolt together unit, unless it's an Auburn. I don't know. I know Auburns used to be bolt together. Let me see if I can find a manufacturer name on it, but that's not a GM posi unit number there, but it's just a number. Let's see what we got over here. Some light over here. Hoping to find a number, but some people can ID these things. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So now we need to find a number on the ring and pinion. This is probably going to be a Richmond unit. I think they're the main producer of ring and pinions, even for the factory. Some numbers there. It's hard to tell. Got a glare. So usually they put a number on here when you ain't got to spin it and count teeth and play that game. The factory does, but I guess not these. So let me take a minute to count some pinion and some ring gear teeth, and they look pretty good in there actually. Yeah, some pitting on the gear. Looks like it's been in some moisture, but that's a tiny, oh, that's a little wear and tear on that. I don't see metal in here, which is nice. So, all right, let me count these. All right, so divide 37 or 36 by 7, and you get 5 14s. Ugh. Oh, a 5 series. I wonder how fast this thing went. 5 14s. Man, that's some non-street driving stuff right there with no overdrive. I don't know what this unit is. That's really going to get me. I'm going to have to ask some questions on that. So today has been a good day, but there's a couple things that didn't turn out too good. But now I don't know if that posi unit is going to be a 4 series or a 5 series, or I have a 3, I guess you would call it a 3 series, a 370 posi unit from the factory. Has gears, but they're a little bit pitted from moisture. So I don't know exactly what to do about this. It is a 12 bolt, so. But I don't want to spend 12 bolt money. I got to get rid of these things. They're killing me. So. All right, so I'm going to bolt this cover back on, leave fluid out. It ain't like we're driving anywhere. And I guess we'll go on the inside. We're going to go through the inside a little bit. I'd like to decode the body tag. See what color this originally was. Might be blue. I don't know. Got to clean the Raccoonus pupus out of the interior. And don't look like they pressed this bushing all the way in. It's supposed to go to here. Looks like it walked out. That's not good. That one's not quite all the way in there either. That's not good. And these are a son of a gun to put in too. That one's not pressed in all the way either. That bolt right there isn't in all the way. That one there, it might have been, I don't know, something mounted there. The bolts are too long. They're not even tight. Yeah. Now let me throw this thing back together and go topside and see what else we got going on. And good morning. I don't have my coffee. Had one cup, but this morning a little damp outside and I'll leave the shop closed up. It's kind of out. It's another week of this and then the weather may be getting better. So last night I got to ponder. I slept pretty good after getting the car. I'm all excited, but I did sleep good. This morning I was making my list and trying to find wagon parts, and boy, let me tell you, finding new wagon parts is almost impossible. These Chevelle companies don't carry squat for it. One company had the carpet kit for this through, and it was ACC Carpet Kits, which is a very good company, and they pretty much do everything. They wanted $354 for that kit, and you go on, say at Rock Auto, which I order all my stuff from, and so does Brother Mark, $154. What a markup for the same carpet, any color. So I did find carpet. I did find a headliner on Rock Auto. I need to find the door cards. Nobody seems to make those. You know, the inner door panels. I want to get those. I don't know if 4-door Chevelle, regular 4-doors fit. They don't list them anyway. I know they got some of the stuff, but there are especially 4-door wagon sites, but they're limited. So I have a list. I have a list this morning. It's nothing. This is just a little fraction of the list that needs to be done to the car. And where I want to start now is what part of the list is. But this morning I got to work on this Corvette because I kind of been neglecting it. After a bunch of hoopla with a radiator leak and pulling all that March pulley setup off it, I'm at my wit's end with that. So that's another story. So what I want to do with this is start pulling all the unnecessary stuff, the electric fuel pump, the regulator, because we're not going to run it. I'm going to put a mechanical pump. Will you two be good? All the 3/8 fuel or 5/16, whatever fuel line's in it, it's going to come out. The electric water pump. I'm going to pull the motor, pull the headers. I don't know if I'm going to go back to headers. In fact, that's the big issue right now is what engine to put in this. So I'll show you that in a moment. I want to put power brakes in. I got to check all the brakes. I want to put power steering in it because I don't want to be, I mean, it's not too bad, especially if you're moving. It's not like a truck. It's not bad, but I just like that, you know, that easy feel of power steering like in my 4-door. I can't get that door, the back door to open. I don't know for the life of me what's going on in there. I can see everything moving. There's 2 latches. One to open out and one to open down. And they're actuating, but they're not releasing. Now, I know the window has to be down in order to do that, and it's all the way down. So whether there's a safety interlock in there or something, it will not allow that to open. Will you two be good or go outside? It's like having 2 children in this house, in this garage. Yes, Maggie, you too. You little turds. So, yeah, that's where I'm at now. I do have a set of weld wheels for this, and I do have a set of 15x8 rallies for this all the way around. They're actually off the Corvette. He gave them to me. You go lay down. Bah. So there's all kinds of things going through my head, you know. I got to buy a wiper motor, all the transmission stuff going for weight reduction, and that's all got to go back. I did find an SS hood on the interwebs. So let me bring in and see what we're going to do with this list. So yesterday we did determine that Mr. Rodney got out and this motor is kaput. So all that's good for now is parts. The transmission seems to be tight. Of course, we didn't drive it, so I don't know. It's not too bad under here. It does need a core support. What else did we go over? We're not sure what transmission is. It's either M20 or M21. It's nothing special. The rear is a 12-bolt with 514 gears and an Auburn posi unit with, well, I ain't totally sure they're aftermarket, but I'm pretty sure it's aftermarket axles because it has those 2 tabs on the center to locate it when they put it in the machine to machine them down. So yeah, and there's just a few things I want to do, but today I thought I'd work on the Vet this morning, and Jim will be over working on his car if it ain't raining, and I have to get this mess of the raccoon logs and the nest out of the back of here because it's disgusting, and get this in the trash. That is for sure. And if I get time, I want to get this thing disinfected. So, but I really got to get this door open. I wish it didn't have all these dents in it, but somebody hit it with something. But at least it ain't rot. I'd rather dents than rot. That tank also has to come out. And I haven't seen one of those yet. So that ought to be interesting. So, 307. Like I say, I don't want to use that 327. I just thought of this. I don't want to use that L79. It's like 10.5 to 1 compression. It's got a fairly large cam in it. It won't be good for mileage because I'm going to drive this car. It's going to be a driver. I'll probably drive this daily like I do my 4-door, one or the other. I won't keep my 4-door actually for now. I do have this 305. I had this on the test stand. This was out of one of the trucks that I got a couple years back on my videos. I did put new cam and lifters in, an intake, and I went through the heads. It ran good, but I just haven't broken it in. So I may put this Detroit green diesel 305 in there for now. But here's my list. So I'm going to pull the blown engine, save all the good parts, remove the fuel system, clean the interior, fix the back door. For an engine, it's either going 305. I do have a 40 over 350, but it's going to take a lot of piecing together to put that together. I do have an LS 5.3 with a turbo. And I do have a 327, but it needs a camshaft. I want to check the brakes, pull the rear, pull that all apart, clean it, blast it, paint it, get those ladder bars off of it and clean it up. And I'll remove all those drag shocks. The rear springs are the wrong ones. And I need to find parts for the car. And that's just a scratch of what's got to be done. So, yeah. So this is going to be a neat little project. You know, it's not going to be one of them overnight ones in 2 videos like you see some of these guys. You know, I don't have the manpower, the money, or the time, you know, because I do work a regular job too. So bear with me. I will try not to bore you with it. And I know people like the old cars. I know not too many people are too fond of the Corvette. It's like too new. Yeah, okay, I get it. Not a big Corvette fan. I had one. I had a 73 and I got rid of it. But I got my Chevelles. I'm going to get back on this hopefully this month. I know I keep saying it, but it's getting closer to getting worked on. So all right, so I'm gonna go drop back and punt, grab myself a cup of coffee, and I'm probably gonna go put that drive unit on there. I gotta get something done on that because I didn't do really much all week, and I gotta make up for it today. So let me get some stuff done. All right, so I'm gonna relieve this of the rest of the antifreeze. I do see some in the bottom tank, and I'm gonna get this out of this hose in the block, whatever's left. I'm sure the right side of the, oh boy, I might not use this radiator. I don't know. They're cheap enough from Champion. I think I might just get another. If I can get this thing off. This is where you smash your knuckles and you say nice words, right? And then you get antifreeze in your boot and all over the floor, not in the pan. Correct? Let's not do that. Not bad. Alright. Yeah, there's a little bit of blocking the pump at least. Some in the radiator. There's no drain plug on this radiator, so I think I'm going to take this thing out. It needs a core support anyway, but I'll leave the fan hooked up and I'll get rid of all this debacle. Look at this mess. I mean, we crimped it with a pair of pliers or something. Look at this. Or the crimper's broke and then the pliers, yeah, boy. Don't quit your day job doing crimping and wiring, that's for sure. Whew. My lord. All right, so I guess I'm on a roll for now. So I might as well keep on rolling. Plus, speaking of rolling, once I get the engine out of this thing, it'll be easy to roll compared to trying to push this thing with a, what is it, 400-pound engine? Whatever the heck they weigh. Small block weight, rest, 500 pounds, 600, whatever. I don't even know. I work on small blocks, I don't know what they weigh. All right, so this debacle, let me see here. What do we got? We got all these power wires. Let me disconnect the battery. That would be the smart thing to do. And now this was, you know what I'll do? I'll leave an extension on this for now until maybe someday I use it, which I doubt. It'll probably end up being marketplace stuff. And so I never really used one of these drives. I probably should on the race car, would be nice. Cheaper than buying one of those electric water pumps, but I don't know. So this mess here is power to the inside of the car. I think it's to those 3 switches. And one of these feeds the ignition. It's going to be that one red one. So I got a feeling we're just going to cut this. Count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. There. All right, so that's done. Let me see what else we got. A ground with a 9/16 3/8. So we got a socket over here, or a wrench. There's a wrench. Well, at least they used a stainless bolt. Never know, it might rust. Header bolts. A couple of them are actually, those header gaskets are brand new. The bolts ain't even tight in this thing hardly. I just brushed by one and it moved, unless they never retightened them. I'll just drop that in there, heck with it. What else we got here? We'll do the upper radiator hose. I wonder when the last time this car ran or when it got blown up, what year it was. It's a neat little throttle bracket. Obviously it spilled its guts all over the track wherever it was running. Alright, I'm going to bring my box of parts a little closer. I'm going to put that right here. So I have a box. Of 69 Chevelle Wagon stuff. So everything's going in there for now. Next to my agenda, I might as well just remove this water pump. I'm going to go get my electric ratchet or battery powered EV. That didn't sound good. And they're awfully tight. Thought I cracked it. Man. I'm going to have to move it on over. Hank Williams said. Okay. Remove this drive and belt. Save that. Put that in a race car trailer. Somebody needs it in a pinch. They're just nothing but heater blower motors. I thought about trying to make them one day, but never did it. Take the pulley off of this and just deep six the rest because this pump is too old and dried out. Pretty simple though. 1-wire alternator. Yep. And it ended up taking a bath. Okay, so I got to get, that's the belt. And I got to get this nut off the back of the alternator. All right, so we have Mr. Jim working on Tweety out there, putting his carpet in the back. He's been working on that for a little while. And Mike with the vet ski is here. Dropped off a couple parts for the Corvette, throttle bracket and a couple other things. And he brought me this nice, it's called a Hot Light, I guess. Hot Light lighting solutions for professionals. So here's a comparison. That's my Harbor Freight one. Okay. Here's the Hot Light. Yeah. Wow. And it auto dimmed or something here on the camera. Wow, what a difference. And this one has even a little backlight, and that thing's bright. And I believe it's even got an end light. There it is, end light. And mine has an end light, but not like that one. Shoo! And it's rechargeable, which is nice. So thank you, Mike, for that really nice light. So what we're going to do, we're going to put that light to use. I'm going to start on bolting these headers and make some progress on this today. Wow, that's a killer light. It's like professional lighting around here now. I can actually see what I'm doing, and you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh, the joys of headers. Yes. The joys of headers. They use nylocks on the collector bolts. Well, that nylock is a nylon. Guess what nylon does when the headers get hot? It becomes a liquid. That's great. I guess they didn't have any lock washers. Well, there it goes. All right, hopefully that doesn't fall down. It shouldn't. Yeah, there's hangers on the back. Oh, look at that. Mousagus giganticus. Oh, yeah. I'll just have to take those hangers out, but look in here. Critters. Yeah, I don't think this header's going to come out of here. Yeah. Oop. Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah. I'm surprised that came out. Yeah, I think these are going to be scrap metal. They're pretty rusty. I'm not going to mess with something like that. I'm surprised they made it buy that Z-bar and all that mess, so let's see if we can get the other one out. Obviously this had some critters in it. I don't want to destroy that. I'm going to keep that part of the exhaust is actually in real nice shape. This should come right out. This had a few nuts in it. Okay. Done. Little blaster in there. Uh-oh. Let that set a few minutes. Let me see, that would happen to be 9/16, I would hope. Hopefully the socket's deep enough to get in there. That's not good. Well, look at that. One little plate. Oh, there's all kinds of goodies in that muffler. That's what I call a win. Perfect. Put those in storage until we get an engine in this thing. I got clamps. I'll put new ones in, but let's keep them over there for now. Leave the hangers. Looks like they welded all these brackets on. So these are gonna have to get lopped off. These are nice. These are all Lakewood ladder bars, but they're welded to the frame. And when I pull the engine, we're gonna probably cut these. I might leave these braces on here because this will actually, let me get some light over here. This brace for these ladder bars with no bolt, no washer, this is actually strengthening this joint up. They welded in here. So I'll leave these braces and just take the bars out of here because these don't exactly let the rear pivot the way it should on the street when you're driving this as a daily. And it rides like poop. So I guess we can clean this mess up and go topside and start disconnecting bell housing bolts. All right, let's see if these engine mounts come out. Oh, no, maybe not. Oh. That's one. I'll keep those over here in the box of Chevelle stuff. Okay, that was easy. LZ bar. Grade 8 fine thread bolt. Hold that on. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think I put a cap over top of that lower. Oops. Oh, look at that. That's a Howell aluminum racing radiator. They're not cheap. Not at all. Alright, so fans are disconnected. Out goes that. I think we're ready to do this. Well, we're ready to do this. I'm going to try not to have to take the hood off. See how that works. If not, I do have 2 helping hands outside the shop here. Jack under the trans. Oh boy. Solid motor mounts, yay. Too much. Okay. You say so. Bingo. Alright, let's try this again. Worst comes to worst, I can take those motor mounts off. Jack up this trans a little bit. Uh-oh. This has got to be stuck. Got to be stuck. All right. These are always fun. Need a pry bar. Pop this bell housing off the dowel pins. There we go. All right, so that's not stuck. The only thing I want to do is unbolt those solid motor mounts so they're not in the way and I don't have to go to Mars with the jack to get them off those mounts on the one side. Oh boy. Yeah. 9/16 long ain't gonna fit. So I'll use the socket formerly known as 9/16, 14 millimeter to get in here. And one engine mount. Let's go see if I can get the other one out. Plug might be in the way. I don't know if I can get to that bottom one though. Maybe it'll pivot out of the way. Alright. Let's do some finagling to the left here. I'm way off the jack. I gotta be careful I don't let that fall down. That would not be good. There we go. Excuse me. Alright. We're not quite out of the spline of the input yet. Excuse me again. There it goes. Alright. Oh, the connecting rod is... I couldn't do this again if I tried. Like I was trying. But that hole in the center of the cross member, the connecting rod hanging out of the pan is actually caught in it. Just my luck. Alright. Let's see here. Let's get this thing out. Let's quit goofing off and get this turd out of here. Maybe we'll dissect it today and pull it apart. Oh, now it's out. There it goes. There we go. Come on, old girl. It's working. Yeah, we're not caught on nothing. Everything's disconnected. You would know because it would be picking up the whole car. Well, I'm going to say the hood's going to have to come off. Dang it. Let's go up a little higher and let's see what happens. I think I can do this. Not like this core support's any good anyway. But if I turn it sideways... Phenolic spacer where the carburetor goes. That's cute. Yeah, we got this, I think. Done it before. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Neither did Papa. I think this would look good with a 68, 69 SS hood with the two bumps in it. What you guys think? I have seen them on Marketplace. A couple little things in them. But they can't be fixed. Alright. Caught on a zip tie here or something. Come on. There we go. Clearance. Well, I see a core spline input. We know we're an M20 or M21. I think let's say it's an M20. I don't see any rings on the input yet. Alright. Be out. Alright, so we see a core spline input with, wow, there's no clutch material in this thing at all. Somebody's cleaned it out. So I don't know how long this thing's been together. A little rust and a wear on a throat bearing. It's a no ring input, so I'll have to look at, I think this is a wide ratio. I'll have to look it up. Oh, brand new disc. It looks like a brand new pressure plate, just got a little rust on it. Flywheel looks like it's been resurfaced. It has a Healy coil there. It's got new bolts, grade 8. Yeah, somebody did a clutch job in this thing. I guess before it got blowed up. Yeah, it looks like just a junkyard one that's just been scraped and cleaned, judging by the bottom of it. Let's see, what's the gear look like? Cast gear. Might be a rebuilt unit. I don't know. It's pretty clean. Who knows? We should get the vacuum and vacuum all the crap off of this thing, because there's all kinds of yuck on this thing. Ready? Ta-da! Clean inside. These might clean up, but they're going to rust again. I'd have to clean them and clear coat them, keep from rusting. So it's a, let's see, just a 194. Oh wow, that's a forbidden glitter up in there. Valve cover number 2. More forbidden glitter. So obviously this thing was eating itself alive before it blew up. So it's probably spun a rod bearing and then chucked the rod. Too bad I can't see down in there yet. So we'll just put the stuff here. There's a casting number on this thing. It's nothing special. So we can pull the intake now. No. All right. We probably do need to set this back down on the ground and get the heads off this thing. Pull the rockers, push rods, intake, and see the carnage at the top. All right, with the engine on the ground and me armed with a 3/8 ratcheting wrench, I can now begin to remove the intake bolts, which aren't very tight. I don't think anybody double checks stuff after they built it. But again, I don't think this thing lasted long. So it makes me believe, I wonder how many different engines have been in this car. Obviously just small blocks. Okay, so all the intake bolts are removed, and the spacer studs and the engine lifting plate is also now put away. Oh boy. Ooh, lots of forbidden glitter. The intake don't look too bad. Ooh wee. There is forbidden glitter and chunks of shards of stuff all over the place. I'll get you in here. There you go. We got little pieces there and glitter everywhere. So it almost looks like there may have been a camshaft put in this thing. It's hard to tell. Push rods are kind of clean. Whole engine's clean inside, but some sludge there, but carbon. Ports. Not bad. They're clean. 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 Rusty. Rusty. A little bit of carbon. Not too bad. So let me go get a socket. We'll take all these rocker arms push rods off and zap these heads off. All right, so head bolts are out, push rods are out. Let's pop one of these suckers off and see what's going on. Oh boy. I guess we'll use a hammer because motor's no good, engine's no good anyway. Oh boy. There we go. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, 194, 150s. Looks like there might have been a little antifreeze in there. Been hot there. Looks like stock steel shim head gasket. So these have not, this engine has not been apart probably ever. It was a little hot right there in the middle. Wow, no ridge in this thing at all. Wow. Well, judging by how clean it is in here, I'm going to say it was well taken care of until it wasn't. All right, so we're going to pull the other side apart. Yeah, it's a mess in here. I have no room in here to work. So let's get this other head off, and I'll show you the cylinders a little better. I pulled one of the lifters. It actually has a cam and lifter kit put in it, obviously, at some point. So get some of this off of here. Ow! That was my finger. Ow, ow, ow. Ooh, yeah. So there we go. We got 2 bent valves. That's for sure. That was the bad cylinder. All right. Oh, and over there. Oh, yeah, we got carnage. We got some serious carnage. All right, so these cylinders actually don't look too bad. Barely any ridge. It's got a dish pistons with valve relief, so it's probably like an 8.5 to 1 engine. Been hot there. It's the only spot I saw that was kind of compromised. But I got a mess in here. Don't mind the mess. When you get to this side, that's not bad. It's clean. That one's not bad. That one's not bad. And that one there looks like the valve, exhaust valve, bounced off the eyelet. Wait a minute. Oh my. We've got piston McNuggets. Wow. I wonder what caused that. I'm going to say a rod left the chat. Can't get this piece out. It said peace out. Well, that cylinder don't look that great. Let me get a flashlight in here. Okay, with a little light on the subject. I can see the cylinder wall. It might need a little bit of silicone. Seal that up. This must be one of them throttle bore. There we go. It's like a throttle blade. Wop, wop, wop. So it's not coming out. It's not. I want to get this piece out of here, but that cylinder wall took a hit. Shoo-wee! And it looks like down bottom, that rod for this piston, that left the chat. And the other one got beat up. So it's only damage I saw, you know. A little bit of block sealer, I think it'd be good. Obviously a valve. Yeah, kiss the piston there. So basically this whole thing is J-U-N-K. But that is there. Looks like, well, that could have been, I'm wondering if had a lean spot in it or something, or is that just where parts hit it? It could be parts. Because the cylinder, the chamber don't look too bad. I mean, it don't look like it was nuked or a different color. It just looked like parts failure. I can't get this piston out of here. It's stuck. It just keeps going down farther, so. Yeah, that's not good. So, all right. I guess I'll pull the timing cover off this thing, pull the lifters out. Let's see what cam's in this, because here, I'll even pull the lifter, because I already did it once. These lifters are like new. This engine, if this is the original lifters, you would literally need a puller, well, to get them out. And these things are like new. So let's see what kind of cam. I'm sure being they did a cover and they degreed the balancer and put a tab on it, this thing is going to have a slightly warmed over camshaft. All right, time to remove the oil pan. If I got all the bolts out, I think I did. Yeah. Thought I did. Did I miss one? Yeah. There it goes. Somebody's had the pan off this thing because it's silicone to death. And it's, oh my. Oh my. Okay. All right, well, we'll start with the oil pump and around it. Looks like, ouch. Oh my. Look at all the piston nuggets in there. There's where the rod's hanging out. Hey, Uncle Rodney, what's happening? So it looks like we put a high volume oil pump with a hardened shaft and sleeve in there. So that is definitely junk. It's a 2-bolt main cast crank engine. Ain't nothing special here, so this whole thing is going. I'll save the shaft actually. I think that's is that plastic sleeve or a metal sleeve? Can't tell. That might be plastic. Only one way to tell. Nope, it's metal. Maybe I'll take that out of there because that drive, as long as it ain't twisted, should be all right. So deep 6 for this thing. Yep. Them there gold in that oil pan. Not. Let's see what else we got in here. What's this round thing? That's a piece of wrist pin. Yeah, there's rings and pistons and... What is that? Oh, rod bolt. That won't come out. That's literally jammed in there. And hanging out the side, the bottom. So, alright, let me clean this mess up. And guess this is going in the trailer for scrap, obviously. I'm not saving any more stuff. My hoarding days are over. If you hear that from me just now, there's a problem. I'm either lying or there's somebody holding me hostage, making me read this. No, this is definitely junk. Yeah. So, I guess that's all she wrote. All right, here's the timing cover. If it comes off, I hear silicone. Look at that. Brand new timing set with a thrust button. We usually have chrome covers that don't seal. They're gonna go right to scrap. Had a helicoil on the crank snout. So that's a brand new, that thing's tight. Wow. I'm gonna pull this cam out and see what cam's in it. This thing's like, I think this thing was put together and run once and blown up. That's what I think. That thing is really tight. That's actually too tight. Ooh. Yeah. Let's see what this cam says. All right, let's yank this camshaft out of here. I don't think it's gonna matter if we bang up the, oh, uh-oh. This thing feels a little light. Uh-oh. That's one of them variable timing camshafts. Sweet. Yeah, that's what it's good for. So the rest of it's in there somewhere. That's sweet. Wow. Been a while since I seen a camshaft bust in half. So the rest of it's stuck in there, so I guess that's where it's going to stay, because I really wanted to read the end to see what camshaft was in it, but I guess obviously that thing was like new. Was. Looks like a lot of parts bounced off of it. It's got war wounds all over the, if you could see that, little dots and dings. That's aluminum bouncing off the lobes. So that's a good doorstop or a paperweight or weights or, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, actually I'm gonna pull that key out of here. These are nice to have for a spare because I am short on those. Pull the key out of here. Call me a hoarder, but you know what? On a Sunday afternoon and you're putting an engine together and you lose a key, guess who's gonna have that key? Me. I won't have to go out for it. Ha ha. That's just the way I think. This is how you get them out. A pair of diagonal cutters and pry. And there you are, one key. There's another one in there if I take this gear off, which I may do. I don't know. I think this thing's headed to the scrap pile, so I'm done. Sayonara, their old block. So that's what a day's worth of work looks like. About a day, not even. Taking it apart was another ordeal. So that's done. I saved what I wanted, and rest goes to scrap. Now it's on the hunt for core support, probably 2 front fenders. I need this header panel. This is beat, but I have one of those. Probably gonna have to do a wiring harness, and of course you got the grates are missing there, and the wiper motor and the transmissions are missing. So yeah. Yeah, I got my work cut out for me. I'm gonna power wash. This is pretty clean, actually. This will clean up nice. I guess all the things are missing there, the aprons, the flappy things. I gotta get these drag shocks out of here. You know, before I put this thing outside, I think I'm gonna take the shocks out of this, just for now. Just to get a hold of stuff and get this fuel lines out. I'm not done yet. Just had another cup of coffee and I'm just ready to go. And oh, by the way, Mr. Jim with Tweety Bird looked up the paint code on this car, and it is a factory gold, number 65. I forget exactly what gold they called it, but yes, this is actually factory color. There's several coats on this thing, but kind of looks good. Needs the trim back on it down the side though, but that could be gotten. So, all right, so I'm gonna go clean up and make do with cleaning this shop. So we can mark some stuff off our list. All right, so our list: full blown engine, save good parts. Now next I'm gonna remove the fuel system, and I want to clean this interior. I gotta roll that window up too. Darn it, it's raining out too, so before it goes out. So I'm gonna clean this, spend the rest of the day doing that, and I will catch up with you guys tomorrow, probably. A big Monday, yay. So, all right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Welcome back. It's Tuesday. This is springtime. Yeah, the sun's shining, but it's 42 damn degrees. Anybody seen springtime? Jacket on, jacket off, jacket on, jacket off. Wait. Don't think about that one. Anyway, yeah. So we're back. yeah, Mark. Back on the Thunderbird. So the Carter fuel pump and the vacuum pump that I got from Amazon was defective, so I had to send it back, and today we got our new one. So I'm going to try to button this thing up today in this beautiful, windy, 42 degree spring day. And it's going to be 26 tonight. Come on, really? It's not going to be nice till Monday when we go back to work. It's going to be like, what, 70 some degrees? I don't know. So yeah, we're going to put this thing back together and get this done so the owner could come get it and get it back in the garage. It's covered up, it's good, and I can move on to my next project, which God only knows what that is. Well, you know what it is, but there's other stuff coming in. It's gotta, I'll bring it, I'll as we go, we'll show it. So let's go show you a couple things. All right, so Wagon, or Goldie, or I don't know, I ain't got a name for it. I call it Wagon. It's, or Goldie. Actually, this gold number 65 is the correct color for this car. So yeah, it's got that gasser look. No engine. But I gave her a bath yesterday real quick and cleaned up nice. I lubed up all the doors, all the hinges, the windows. I found a Chevelle guy actually over the bridge in the PA that has a bunch of parts. I'm going to hit him up this weekend and find some essential stuff that I need to do, that I want to, do to this thing. Probably fenders, header panel, maybe a hood. I don't know, we'll see. So that's where we're at with this. I did blast under the hood. I haven't looked since it's been light out or dry. So let me put you guys right here. Open this up. Ugh, strong magnet. So this has been painted, cleaned and painted once before. They come out pretty nice. And I just power wash it. I'll touch it up again. Maybe get a turbo can, do one of them aerosol rebuilds, underneath there. But no, it looked pretty good. Yeah. Are you gonna start again? Why do you gotta pick on your sister? We've been going through this since I walked out the door. You got your food, you got your treats. You like treats, right? You like num-nums? Yeah. Tail's always going. So anyhow, that's where we're at with this. So that is where we're at. And I got another latch for that because that's broke. So I'll probably try to pick up a bumper. Will you stop? But yeah, that's where we're at with this. So I want to get this broken bird, dead bird done. Get it done and out. And then I'm going to go someplace where it's warm. And it ain't going to be outside. So let me get this done. I probably won't bring in too much of this because it's kind of boring. And yeah, she is pretty though. Alright, so it took all but 2 seconds to bolt that pump in there. So now I'm going to do the fitting for the metal hose and go from there. Contact. There we go. There we go. Now our mold's filled up. Sweet. I don't like how noisy the valves are on this thing. Sounds like it's got a misfire. Dead hole. But it is a Ford. Smooth there though. The idle is just not happy. Alright, so that's it for that. I am going to make sure all these lines are tight. I got to put clamps on the vacuum pump end of it and put this power steering back on. And hopefully we're good. Alright, so we're done with this for tonight. I'm going to move this and do a couple things, and I'm going where it's warm. So I will see you wherever it's warmer, or whatever day that's going to be. Not sure when that's going to be. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Another marketplace find. Getting harder to find, and they're getting more expensive. And getting more expensive to build. Especially if it's aftermarket, if you know what I mean. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us too bad, if at all. So I'm going to put this in the bay over here, bay 4, put on the lift. That's going underneath the Corvette, because we're going to have rain starting tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, something like that here. So I got to have someplace dry to work. Saturday I'm going to go pick up a 10 bolt for this, because this got too much gear and I don't have gears for this right now. That's later. It's got 308s in the 10 bolt, so that'll be good cruising gear. He's got fenders, hood, grill, bunch of stuff. Anything I need for this, I'm going to take a look at. Depending on the price, I might buy a bunch of stuff. We'll see. I know it needs a core support, so yeah. The collection of Chevelles around here is getting a little deep. Though a couple of them ain't mine. Well, 2 of them. 71 and a 70. So I got 68, 69, 70, 71, and 72. Yep, collect them all. You know how they always say on TV. So, all right, guys, like and subscribe. Comment. I'd like to hear some input. If you want to see something, or I don't know, whatever. Just hit me up in the comments and let me know what you think. I appreciate all the comments. I try to answer them. You know, I do read them all. I do, and I appreciate everybody's input. So keep them coming. All right, guys. Thank you. See you next time on Anything Goes Garage.